clay out of the way.
Hello.
Hello, friends. It's me, Cynthia.
And Azalea and Marty.
Hello, hello. We are streaming to you live from Asheville, North Carolina. And I'm going to move my drink. It's big, it's massive. How is everyone out there today? We had a very mild, pleasant, sunny day. It was rainy and cold all week. I felt like we were going to start growing moss on our heads.
That would be charming.
That would be. It kind of gave me an idea to make these creatures with that Berber fleece we bought. That estate sale. Do you remember that Berber fleece? And to put like something that looked like a pom-pom, but moss. That sound good? Pom-pom, moss, pom-pom? Be perfect.
You guys, if you could comment and let us know how it looks.
Oh, yes. We need to know
if we need to refresh.
If we need to refresh right now. If there's a lag or anything. Yeah, give us a heads up.
But we'll see.
Hello from Vero Beach. Hello, Carol.
Yep.
Hello, Sandra. Sandra, he will wait here and wait for a snack. It's like his thing, you know? And anytime I do anything, he's like, what you doing? What you doing, Ma? I'm not even, let's see, I'll show him this like beef. He'll smell it. You see how fast he did?
Wow.
Listen, I'm not starving him, I promise.
He's ready.
He's just like, what's that? Is that
ready for a snack?
Is it a snack? It's not a snack.
Motivated.
He is very food motivated.
Oh, dang.
What
Something shift?
Something.
Something.
Yeah, computer is on a stack of
boxes.
Side. So we have to kind of things are
meticulously balanced. Our work table is kind of tall, so we have to stack up some stuff to make room for the computer. It's not too precarious. They're sturdy tubs.
Oh, good.
Stack.
I see my friends. Hello, Wendy.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Tina. Tina says very clear, sounds good. That's what I'm talking about. And I see Connie says screen is good. Hello, Connie. Hello, Tina. Hello, Sandra. Hello, my friends. Today I thought we could visit this fun idea that I had the other day for making a charm dangle, like a bundle that you could clip on to, say you wanted to clip it on this. Sometimes your neckline is different. What if you had like a V-neck like this, and then you wanted to hang a charm, right there? Well, with what I'm going to show you today, I hope I brought up all my tools, or I'm going to be sending Azalea Bell up and down the stairs. But hopefully I'll have to do that. I always feel like I gather everything up and then, there's piles around me. It's not that I have a lot of stuff. It's just that I have a lot of stuff. Let's see. Sandra says he's trained now. You have to give him a snack every show. Yeah, you know what? If we're up here, he sits here and then he stares at me and Azalea like, what are you doing? The light's not. See, I have this big light. It's like a great big one. Kate gave us this inflatable light. And he knows when I turn that on. What you doing? What you looking at over here? He's looking at something. Hello, Robin. Hello, Kitty. Hello, my friends. So we're going to do a charm bundle. I think that'll be fun. And it'll be removable. So you can put it on a bangle. You can clip it on. It's pretty cool. We had them in another thing, in the gold plate. And I don't know, I saved myself a couple of them. I wish I saved myself more to reorder them. So it'll be, I was just checking because sometimes he gets into my stuff and chews things. He's not chewing anything now, but he'll back into his paw and get in there and get into making messes. Big and dubious. He is a greedy baby. Big and greedy. Big and greedy. So Azalea and I have been in the R&D phase of making. We were talking about doing some more kits. We had some feedback, and you all said that you did like a kit mix with Tila beads. I have one sitting over here a minute ago that I bought from my friend, and with a nice clasp. I haven't done much work on that clasp. I've been gathering some clasps up to see what I could do that was similar, but really anything that has a similar shape, you know what I mean? It doesn't, and that's why I make things, is because if I can't find it, I make it. All right, I'm going to flip this camera. I've given enough time for folks to get in here and see what's what. So I'm going to start swapping. Let's see. You guys like the vibe today?
I do. It's different.
It's a little bit different. We've got a little bit of the 80s happening. I'm going to switch this thing a little bit. Going a little tighter. I'll make some room. There's some space. This is what we did on Sunday. We painted. You guys remember that? That was fun times. And then I carried this around in my pocket and then I polished it. And this is what it looks like today. Isn't that good? Oh, thank you, Karen. Karen says, I like your hair today. Hey, Robin, I'm going to just say this. I cannot find a message from you on anything. So go ahead and resend it. I looked in all of my folders on Instagram, Facebook, and the first email. So just resend it. Go ahead. It's for the best. Wendy says, I'm just excited to get home. I think a GGS package may have arrived. I like that too when that happens, when there's a package. Oh, and then this one, I give it a little bit more of a polish. That look cute. And the polish came from this board here, sponge. So I did this is from Patina Paints on Sunday. So if you'd like to see more of this, you can watch the replay. That's on our YouTube, and that can easily be found. I don't know if we've named everything, Azalea. Did we go through and name them?
I name most things, usually.
Okay, good. All right, where am I? There's cat hair on this. So this is what I put together. Me and Azalea, when we were in the living room, put this together. All right, so this is what I was talking about. So this is a spring clasp. It's like a jump ring, right? But this has the benefit of a spring inside. So here's how that works. I had another thing with it. What did I do with that necklace? Oh, I was wearing it. I don't have it. It's in my bathroom. So the other thing, I had a gold one that I was doing when we were in that segment phase. Do you guys remember that was like forever, where we were working on a modular necklace? So it's like
that was a whole series.
That was a series that was like 18 years long. Of 2 seasons. That was part of it. I was looking for the collection. Here's some of that collection. But you could do, what's the fun about that? You see, I just demonstrate. This is the reason I picked these out, because I was like, oh my gosh, you could add a charm to just about anything. There you look.
Am I looking at the linking process?
Well, you don't have to look at the process, but I want you to see it happen. I could slide it in there. Okay, those are too big of a bead. It doesn't want it if you're too big. If there isn't enough space, so I don't leave enough. Oh, that's right, because there's not enough space. What am I going to do here? I could do it on this part. There. That's what I was trying to get at. If you put it between 2 big beads, you need a knot or some kind of seed bead in between, or these guys don't want to go on. See, I just illustrated that. So that's what's fun about this, is if I wanted to put a charm, if this is a bracelet. Hello, Vicky. This was supposed to be modular, and I took the other part of this necklace and I made another necklace, and I haven't used this part of it because it needs to be really long. So I made 3 different necklaces. 2 of them are in like the 14-inch length, maybe. But all together, they're way too long. But slightly, they look cool. So you could easily put, you see that was spring. So anyway, I was going to show how to make a kind of like a charm bundle. That's what I'm going to call it. It's like a charm bundle with a pendant. I'm going to set this down and find some things that I want to show. So in this little collection, The beat almost rolled away. Oh, hello, June. Kathy says, just adorable. Sweet. And hello, Melanie. Hello, hello. All right, I might put something else. So you could layer things, but the more stuff you put on it, the harder it is to get things because you don't have much space. So this is like 8mm on the inside and 12mm on the outside. Oh, Pat says those lessons had such great tips and inspiration. Good, because I like working that way.
Glad you enjoyed it, Pat. Didn't get bored.
Azalea.
I'm sorry.
I showed different things each time. So anyway, this piece here, I made this for the markets and light too right out here. It's washing everything out, tilting that light. So this is the I didn't even name this, but there's an embroidery that has the neck of this and a flower. It's like Elizabethan, and it's a red. I don't know where I saw it. I want to say it was in an embroidery book with stump work, but I could be mistaken. Anyway, that embroidery inspired this, and the actual thing, the eye was kind of simple and more round, and it had a different kind of flower. And so I made my version of like a kind of a Alice in Wonderland type creation. And I made this divot so that you could solder on a pin back so you could make it to a pin. But in this case, I punched them. And this is the first time I'm selling them, aside from being on a pin. And I made a handful. And it turns out I don't like soldering. So I made like 5. And then I was like, hey, Greg, can you finish the rest of them? And then they got put into a drawer. And I found these guys. There were probably 20 or 30 of them. And we just, sometimes you find that you're not very good at soldering and you don't feel like doing more of it. So, hey, do I drop that? Where's that link you told me? Where is it at?
It's where you see there's a comment locked in. Now just click the send button on the far right.
Is that it?
It should drop the link for it.
I don't see it.
It didn't work. And I'll have to lock it back in then. Maybe it went away.
Timed out, maybe?
It could have just gone away out of the comment section when I refreshed, but if you know how to, do the click and paste.
Oh, okay.
It just got erased from the thing, but I have it on my clipboard still. Let me see.
So anyway, what I have in this collection is a Nephra Charm bundle right here, and it'll look cute together. So I'm going to do it now.
There it is.
Oh, good. And so we did a little bit of a discount. Bother that cat.
It's easy to buy.
Yeah, I know. Wait, this. Right now, I feel like
You're about to get on your bike.
I'm about to get on my bike and go and
energetic soundtrack this evening.
I know we're doing some little something. We're trying some out tonight. Just being
I'm not
different.
sure if this is royalty free, so we may have to mention the name and creator of the song.
Oh, okay. Well, it is. It's only tell us people if they like it.
Just in case.
You never know. Match the wire.
All right, for anybody curious as to what we are listening to Vaporwave Coding Mix Volume 2, Feels Like We're Back to 1984 by Devs FM on YouTube.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we could drop a link too later on. Part of me wants to do this kind of bright, I love to do a oh, thanks, Bonnie. It's new. Or it's not new. It's actually probably 20 years old. I made this ages and ages ago, but I thought it was too weird, and so I just tucked it away. And the 5 that I made, I have mine. It's on my backpack, and the rest of them sold at Big Crafty over the years because people, I don't know, I guess people liked it, and then I was like, oh yeah, I should make more, and that was the end of it. I'm going to use this bronze because it might be cool. I was thinking it could be a little bit witchy. Oh, and also I found this gem grade and pidolite. It's not quite the quality of the stuff that I had on, was it 2 weeks ago? It was like teal.
Yeah.
So this is more of a, it has the same, but it doesn't have that all over shimmer like that other lepidolite we had. Like this is even, this is some, oh no, this is a ruby. I'm sorry. So the lepidolite looks very much like a ruby. The reason I know that this one is I picked it up and I was like, oh, I see it now. I had some very similar, but the color was more translucent. And if you were to say, oh, somebody could think that was a ruby, it's pretty dense. And if you have one of those what are those things called that test minerals? I don't know if it's a Mohs Pardon tester,
Uh,
what the tester thing is called.
I don't know.
Well, the guy at the coin shop that we get our silver from has this device that can test the hardness to see if a diamond is legit. I want one. I mean, who doesn't? All right, sounds cool. Anyway, I do like this. I just didn't know, so I punched a bunch of these, and the set is $20. Like when we figured out, the retail should have been 26, and we're like, let's just do a little discount. So it's not going to be. It is already included on the price. We just rounded out $20. I brought all these tools up here, and then I spread them out all over. I don't know why I do that, but there you are. Maybe I need to back up the truck a little bit. It's too far away. I guess fine. Yeah, I totally feel it. I rode my bike and I roller skated throughout all of the 80s in my terry cloth short pants. And I had those, was it Big League Gum Chew? Loved it. Strawberry flavor. And doing that thing, you know how I like to smash the, I do that. That's just something I like to do. You don't have to do it, of course. It's a little warp hardened. So we got that guy going. That'd be sweet. So now I can pick. Now I thought about putting this separate. So what I want to do is I have to figure out, I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm going to show my, maybe I need a smaller cup. And this is in there, the new froggy. Isn't that cute? So the new frog is in there in this little collection. That's good, huh? You get this piece, you get this little spring clasp, a frog, and a lepidolite. I think it's too big to put like this, but let's just see what it looks like. I thought this would look good on its own. Kind of like, maybe I need to find a piece of chain. But anyway, no, that's too big. I want to put this one separate. Maybe I've got a good big head thinking. Yeah, I've got these yellow ones. Sweet. Real sweet. So I did get some feedback last week that y'all liked this piece and think I should bring it back. It's not on the website. It's not in production because, well, the mold, I lost this piece. There's a bunch of them, big handful of pieces that were lost when I changed casters because the caster was like, hey, I need another master for this piece. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, the mold's worn out and we need to recast it. So I was like, why didn't you make it when you first molded it? And they're like, oh, we didn't know to do that. So I did not have, I don't have a master for this. So I'd have to recarve it. But if there's enough interest, I can remake them. Maybe I can mold it and carve out the details. This one that's kind of like, this one that's like a ship. She's inspired by, there is a ship in the Columbus, and I feel like it either had a mermaid on it or I wanted there to be a mermaid on the ship. Pat says impure. Yeah, in silver, this was, when I have one of mine. Here we go. In my guidebook to little magical things. This was not difficult to look at my signal. I did these symbols. Yeah.
Charming.
That used to be when I had these made, sterling was $8 and the bronze was $6. That was over 20 some years ago. That's how cheap this stuff used to be. Yeah, $24.40 for the big ones. And even then, where is it in here? Here she is, the Sea Queen. That one was in there in that collection. Here's a bunch of them that were lost. But most of these I managed to save. That one I believe was lost. I don't know if I'm still making that one. I remade it, but it's not the same. It didn't come out the same. And that one was lost. That's no longer available. That angel. And then this one was lost. Oh, that was a different time, right? I'm going to set that aside. So what I think I need is something pink here. I'm going to just grab, and I have little, I think this will be pretty. I like pink and green together. So I want a piece of chain. So here's what I'm thinking. Oh, Wendy, that's nice. Wendy says, I love your book, Cynthia. It's just so cool to look back where we started, how far we've come. I would agree with that. It's funny to see like some of how my style has kind of changed and stayed the same. So here's where I think it should go. Now I like a charm when I have a charm bundle on a necklace. I usually like the ring to be bigger, but I chose this one, and I think I'm going to get another batch that are a little bit bigger because I like to have a little bit more room to add. But if I could add it to this necklace here. So as an example, I'm going to put it here just so we can see. Maybe it would be tucked right here. Okay, so here's how I do this. If I'm making a charm bundle, I imagine how it's going to be used. So here's the part I put it, so it has a little bit of room to move. Oh, Kitty says, how to use the mermaid? Does she have two holes? Actually, the hole went right through here, right through the middle, like she's on a carousel. So it was actually kind of hard to string. So this, if I redid this, I would for real maybe have that arm come out and then use this spot here and here. So if I recarve it, it wouldn't be too bad. I could probably put that on like she's holding something, it connects, like her elbow could be the connection point. And I could thin it out so it doesn't have to be so plump through this way because there's a lot of metal that going that way. Right. So I like to plan it in a way that I can visualize it. So I get my necklace ready. I might not use this necklace, but it's the potential. So this is when you turn this way, you won't even barely see it. So I'd want that to sit like this and then have these guys dangle a little lower. That's the question. And I do like that cascade effect, when it's on a piece of chain, it has that kind of look. Then you can add more to it if you want to. Hello, Terry. Hello, my friend. All right, let me find a piece of chain that would work. I think a big piece would be nice. See what I have just sitting here. It's always a favorite. That's, sometimes it feels like a show because if it's not like right in front of me, I don't want to go digging for it. So it's kind of like having a limited palette because it is it is a limited. It's what's right in front of me. That's the palette.
Has big feet.
Yeah, he does.
That's all
I want to use some of these too. Check these out. I got these. Oh my God. I don't know where that comes from. So look how these have a little bit of a texture on them. They're copper colored. I don't know if I like that with it. It's pretty good. Let's see. We'll throw a couple of those there. Oh, I know what I'm missing. I meant to bring up I'm like working right on this thing and my beads are roaming around. I'm like, what's different? What is happening? Why does this feel different? It's different because I don't have my background. I usually have a background. You want to get me some chain? Ron chain? There should be some right there. I just sat there and talked about how I wasn't going to go hunting for it, but instead I'll have Azalea go hunt for it. Where? Here? In the chain department. Isn't there chain in there? Like in here? I don't know where your chain department is. I just didn't want to put the other kind of thing. I don't know where your chain is. The chain department was here, but this looks like wire. I found silver chain. Is this the chain department? That was also wire. This stuff needs sticker labels. Where's your chain department? It's kind of big. Oh, that one's too big. I want a nice, like, this will work. I found a little piece. I didn't want it to be too long. Oh, that's good that you found one, because I didn't. I'll put that at the bottom. That's kind of cute, huh? What's better? Maybe I'll do it like this, where it's in the middle. You know, I like that bent chain, or bending it in half as my trick to make it into a 2 layers. But I'll put something on there so it has a little bit more flow. Then I'll divide it in half so it has more swing. And I'll put this one on this side. And this here, I think, that hangs down lower. And then I can go, and I wish these were gold. I had some gold ones. I don't know what I did with them. Maybe they're in here. But if that's the case, if I ever use mixed metals, like I have a bunch of mixed metals in here, if I ever do that, I try to mix it as much as possible so it looks really intentional and not like, oh, she ran out of that color bead, so she's forced to use the other. You know what I'm going to make for, we have the Honeybee Festival coming up. That's coming up on June 8th. It's Sunday. And I'm pretty excited. I'm going to make some of these. I'm going to show that today. That was one thing, is making a backpack charm or sweater charm. I call it a backpack one because we used to put them on our backpacks, these kind of pins in the 80s. That's what made me think of it. When I was at the show recently at the Big Crafty during the winter, I was like, I feel like I'm like going back in time because people are doing the same thing that we were doing in the 80s. Like with charm necklaces. I saw so many fanny packs. I was like, man, we've come full circle. Terry says, I love what you have going on. I like it too. I hope it looks good. You know what? I've had my optivisors on my head this whole time. Wacky, getting wild. The other night, I was trying to make these earrings, and I got them from this gal. I don't remember where I got them. The glass leaves, and they had this great big, the head pin holding the whole thing together was really thick. It was like a stainless steel wire, and boy, I had a hard time cutting it. and I tried to twist things super gently, and I ended up cracking the glass. I was so irritated because I was like, man, somebody worked really hard to make this, and in one fell swoop, I totally broke it. I was disgusted because there were pears. So annoyed.
I would be disgusted too.
Mm-hmm. Because they were beautiful. They were really beautiful. I'm gonna find another one, but right in the middle there, big one, big jump ring. I got everything ready, and it's like I grabbed all the wrong things. Like this is the story of my day. This. All right. Ooh, this would be cute too. I looked down, I'm like, that would be cute. How could I use that in there? Maybe I could hang it to this, then that. Not too much. Wendy, you have not. I have answered the door in so many weird outfits. When I was in college, I had the same UPS driver, and he would. This is This is what I was talking about. My charm bundle. So this is one of my charm bundles. I can make these all day long. And my favorite part of making these is that you could put on anything, leather, silk, another necklace. It'd look better with something that would make it sit straight up, like the bigger version. I think this is too small for this one, but it'd be pretty cool. I had this hat made out of leather. In fact, I still have it. And yeah, it's kind of pointed. It's like I'm a little embarrassed when I think about it. It's like I used to wear it when I was painting. And so anytime I answered the door, I would have that on. I had a whole outfit. I called my painting outfit. It was kind of a smock. It was so I didn't get my clothes dirty with paint. I was not one of those art school kids that let the paint go everywhere. I did not like that. I was like right there with my buddy Jeremiah, where he would go to printmaking class and he would wrap plastic bags on his feet to protect his shoes. It was pretty ludicrous because he dressed nice to go to school. And I also tried to dress nice. I didn't want to look like I was I don't know what I didn't want, but I knew I didn't want to get my stuff mixed up. So I would always kind of have a full outfit on top of my outfit. I had like a wizarding hat that I wore around, not in public. I mean, I was in public because I was at school. Man, I don't know where I'm going with this. It's like I'm revealing how big of a dork. All right, y'all, delete that from your memory bank.
No.
Delete it. Don't. And if you see my special leather hat,
Oh, you mean that one like medieval Dorcas Majorcas fairy cat?
Yeah,
I know about that.
that's the one.
That's crazy. You wore that around?
Not around. Okay, maybe around a little bit. Like if I forgot that I was wearing it.
How'd you even get that to fit?
It
Like,
fit my
all
head.
fair.
Like, listen, that thing was. I made it for me. I got all the fixings at Tandy Leather down on High Street.
Wow.
Good time. Man, I wish that. Don't see that would be good in gold, but I don't have gold, so. Wendy says it sounds adorable. I need to see that. Listen, you guys would be like, I don't know her. I don't know that gal. Which is better? So I like to do this where everybody faces the front. I don't want it to be like this. I want it to face just like this. So what I'm doing, you're like, why is she fooling with that so hard? It's because if you don't get these laid out correctly, it could be like it's always like this. And then this one's like this. So if you want them to face the same way, you lay out your chain and kind of make it where it all goes the same direction. Like these links aren't twisted. If the links get twisted, your piece will be twisted. It's easy to see on this because this definitely has a direction. So you have it where you get it where it lays flat. I now want to bend it here. This point at the fourth rung. I'm going to add this guy on this side. So sign up higher, lower. I'm going to add this one up here so I can just get it out of the way. I have a bunch of wacky hats. It's like, necesito. Oh, that reminds me, I need to do my Duolingo. Is that a big enough loop? I might need a bigger loop. Well, fit this. That'd be nice to fit this. See if that looks good. They have mixed metals. How's that looking? Pretty cute. I think that does look good though. Let me see if that fits it. This might be a tight fit. Got on there. I would make it more full. Oh, I didn't tighten that one. Yeah, tighten it up. Make sure I do it right after all that. In here, you. Optimizers in place.
Engaged.
Engage.
He's locked in.
You know what I did just now? I kind of did that thing that you're not supposed to do when you open your jump ring too big, and now I'm trying to make it where it's not so big. It's kind of thick. That snake is a little bit chunky. Yeah. It's kind of friendly. I don't know if I love it, but nothing is in stone. I could take it off if it's too much. It feels like it's a little. It's not flowing. I'm not loving it. All right, the snake's not working. Yeah, this will make it. Well, it kind of works there. Let's see what it looks like on the necklace so far. Let's do a so far moment. So you just push it up against. This is how you do it. Push it. You open it, and kind of just push it on like this. But you got to get it so that you're not just pushing against the wrong side, which I was doing earlier. Oh, I didn't put that little guy on there yet. Could use more, huh? What do you guys think? Yeah, it could be an earring, or it could be, let's see. Let's take it and look at it on a bracelet. So to take it off, you've got to angle it where you push it down. Earlier, I was pushing it against the side that didn't open. And I was like, why isn't that opening? I was like, I'm pushing against it, but I didn't have my glasses on. And I was like, why isn't that thing doing its thing? So note to self, put your glasses on. All right. It's always when I'm doing this where I'm like, I'm going to do this right. There we go. It's easy to get on there. You just have to aim it where it's going to be like simple. So don't put it on anything that's too wide because it's kind of hard. Because it has a certain amount to open up and it keeps hitting that. So it doesn't want to go on this thick. because this snake is real thick. And I might take that off because I don't like how it's like hindering. It's taking up a lot of the space in here that I can put this on. So I'm going to find something that has a bigger, wider, like a smaller diameter of this. I'm going to take the snake off. I like the snake, but I think it could be in a better place because it's hindering what I can put this on because it's so thick. It's thick bodied, you know? And you got to wrestle with it a little bit. And I don't want to wrestle with it. I just want it to be easy. If it's hard, then you're not going to wear it. So this is another thing is when you're making the stuff, don't make it where it's really hard to get on and off because then you're not going to wear it. And this is proving to me that I am not loving this little snake on here. And like you have to have exactly right at the narrow point of his head. So I'm going to take that off because I don't like that story. And this chewed up jump ring has seen a better day, so I'm going to let that thing go. Yeah, it's like I didn't have a good handle on it. There it is. Oh, hi, Mary. Mary says, hello, I just came in. So I went to the beginning. Love your hair, Cynthia. Oh, thank you. That's nice of y'all. Didn't put this guy on there yet. So I'm gonna put this, find a bigger jump ring. You know, that's a good one for, oh, I know, I bought these. This is a good one. Perfect one. I know exactly where they are here. I didn't even need to Zelia to get it. Yeah, I did need to go to get it. Thought they were sitting over here. Oh, it's hot up here, but you're right, Melanie. It's cooler than Florida. Florida's like the surface of the sun. My mom lives there, and she was telling me that they're having a drought. So they didn't have very many, like, their fruit and things are down, like the amount of fruits. Is this a jump ring? Yes. Some of these are not open, so it makes it hard. This is nice and open, so that'll be exactly what I need. So let me find the front. Oh, it's got a little bit more room to move. That's what I was talking about. So if you have a really thick component, it makes it hard to close that up. All right, I like that like 1,000 times better. So this is kind of, you could just use that for like and look how much easier that will be to put on there. You just hold it next to the spot that you want to open, hold it like this, and just kind of drop it like that. So it kind of pushes against it. And then when you go to take it off, push it down like this and then roll out like that. It kind of takes a little bit of finagling. But it works better if you don't have like something really bulky. Like that piece is a little too thick. Like the diameter of that is really thick. You can see it's almost the same thickness. I don't think it works as well. I think that works a lot better. Oh, hello, Sheree. I often lose track of space and time. That's like my jam. Sure, if you guys that are just joining us, Sheree, Terry, we are making charm bundles. This is a charm bundle. But we're making them so that they're movable. Like this one could be placed on a bracelet, not this thick bracelet, but on something that has a little less thickness, or even chain. You could put it on a crocheted piece. Put it right here. And I'm like, okay, remember, push against it. Because I was pushing against this side earlier, and I'm like, why isn't it opening? Because I was trying to go in through the outdoor. That's why I wasn't working. That's a flip side. So roll like that, or like this if you put it right over here. Let me add a few more things to it, like a smorgasbord, my favorite. Add more of that. I have some I have some more head pins. Purse charm. Yeah, purse charm. I love a purse charm. You know, I put them on, and oh, that was the other thing I saw. People were putting them, like they'd come up to me and they'd be like, "Hey, check what I did with this," and they'd have it like a little piece of thread or DMC embroidered or like macrame, and then they were putting them onto zippers. I was like, "That's a good idea." All right. I like these fuchsia beads. Actually, I like this texture. These atmospheric ones. This is fun because you could, it kind of showcases the few beads because there's not many to compete with. I'm gonna put this one over here. I think that's a good spot. Although it kind of lines up with this, so maybe I will put it up a little bit higher. That's a little bit better. Because I'm not looking for this to have a lot of space in between the chain. I'm staggering it so that you can kind of see each thing, but it's not too chunky or too busy. Because sometimes they can get really busy. Oh, this is I almost forgot. So I went over to Swananoa to see Jen. You know, all them gals at Cherry Tree, Liz. So I had Liz. We went in there and we were prepping the packaging. Y'all don't know how much work goes into prepping for a website page. We worked so hard on, and when I say we sat around talking about, oh, should the text be like this big? Should be this big? There was all this talk about like typefaces for this product and for this. So if you didn't hear this story, I crafted out of polymer clay the original of this and this. And Jen, she took it like in her purse. She traveled to China and she's like on planes, trains, and automobiles to get out there and carry it with her and meet with different people and find stone. She found the stone. And I'm getting low battery, so I'm gonna have to hustle here. And what am I trying to say? So anyway, that's been like 3 months. This is how it's been, like all the steps to having this made. And now we're at the point where we're at the packaging stage. So we're hoping in a couple of weeks to do a launch party where we go to, maybe she was talking about having a party where we are all there and making things with the new product. But here's the only problem. There's only like 50 of each one, 50 or 100, I don't remember. I think only 100 of each style and each color. So they're going to sell out. I mean, I don't know if y'all know, but Cherry Tree has a pretty big following. I mean, they have a huge following. So that we were like, man, that's going to sell out in a matter of minutes. And I was kind of like, how can I get some for my customers? How could I do that? So I'm going to find out if I can get a handful of them to share because I know from just the Cherry Tree, the first wave will be gone. So I'm going to say, hey, how can I get a few of these to share with our customers? So that's something to look forward to. I'll keep you guys posted. I know I've had a few emails about these guys and when they're going to come out. It's pretty good. Here are the other ones. Whoa. Did I knock down the light? No. That was just the light. So this one was a sample. We didn't choose this one because everybody would say, oh, I love it, but isn't that synthetic? It's Opalite is glass. It's a special type of glass. It's actually one of my favorite ones because I love opalite. But we didn't pick this one. That's just a sample. But these are the ones that are going to be made. Not this green moon. There's a pink rose quartz moon and this one. So it'll be this one. The moon will be in pink, this quartz, and this labradorite, this black labradorite. Isn't that cute? Came out really good. And on the other side is detailed with the moon. So that's coming out soon. I want to make sure I told everybody, pay attention to if you're not following Cherry Tree and us, if you're interested in that. And this is going to be the first wave. We're going to come up with more gemstones and more types of, like different stones and different images. I said, what would be good? A lump sucker fish. And me and Liz were like, yes. And Jen, she's very patient. And she goes, what the H is that? And so we showed her a picture of a lump sucker. And I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're so adorable. I mean, when they're big, they're kind of scary looking. But when they're little, they're like this big. It's like a dumpling. So cute. So adorable. Oh, so I'm seeing some love for the moon. You guys don't love the frog? Black Labradorite frog? Is it too much? Too sinister? I think we fixed this one. It was hard because they came and there was like, there's so many stones. And we're like, okay, so what would people like? It was really a challenge to pick out the stone that people would like the most. Oh, I see what's happening. What's happening with Tina? Why does Tina need to be safe? Let's see, I missed it. Now hail. Oh, Tina, storming. Oh, sorry. I got a little bit of PTSD now that anytime it storms, I start checking and I'm like, okay, do we need to go get the stuff outside? And I start getting the camping stove, checking it, see if it's ready to go. Start filling the bathtub. We learned a lesson. When they say hurricane conditions, you go fill that tub right away. I mean, I knew that from living in Florida in my youth, but I forgot. I was too bold. I was like, Asheville, we don't have those problems. And then, surprise. Yes, you do. Ugh. I hope you don't have damage on your car, Tina. I think that'd be pretty. Maybe on this side. No, this side needs it. This is super 80s. I know, and I like it. I'm gonna I'm gonna keep this one on there, which is better. Maybe you need another piece of chain. Maybe it's top. Yeah, you should have seen Jen's face when I said baby lumpfish. She looked at me like I lost my dang mind. It was pretty hilarious. No, Sheree, it's not the fish. I mean, the fish is like a cartoon character. It's so adorable. Here, I'll draw it for you. What is it, Azalea? Don't say that with your eyes. That's front view of a lumpfish, and it has some kind of little bumps on its body. And here it is from side view. And it has this thing on the bottom that can stick to the aquarium walls. And there's its surprised eyes. They're big in Japan. Lumpfish. Go look at it. Go if you get bored. Go look at the wonderful world of lumpfish. They're actually useful in the industry of raising fish. They put them in the aquariums and they eat the extra stuff in there and help keep the tank clean. They're one of the only fish that can withstand it because they're cold water fish. I couldn't keep them in my aquarium. Listen, y'all, my aquarium has begun anew. The passion is re-unfolding. And you'll all be happy to know that Max has 3D printed some shrimp hides for me. I'm waiting till I get a little bit of extra money, and I'm going to fill it up with fish. But right now, I'm doing a really long cycle of the tank. And that means you get the water ready, and you have a few plants. So this tank has been empty with nothing in it except water and plants for like 4 years. I got depressed after my fish popo. That was my fish popo. And Ipo, they all had Hawaiian names because they were from Hawaii. They were from this company called East Coast Ranchu and Rainbow Ranchus in Hawaii. Well, the East Coast Ranchus were out of Cincinnati, randomly enough. Yeah, that's the most jankety one that I think I ever made, aside from that garbage I was doing last night. I was too distracted. Greg had on Greatest American Hero, and I kept trying to see what y'all ever remember that show. We were just feeling nostalgia. Not only are we bringing it back with the vibe on the TV right now or YouTube, but we were rewatching. I watched it when I was like however old, 15 or so. I don't know. Actually, I think I was younger than that. I don't know. All my crushes in the 80s were like Peter McNichol from Dragon Slayer. You remember that, Jim? Just thought he was so dreamy. His curly, herself, the elf hair, so pretty. All right, that's what this is. So this is interchangeable, y'all. Isn't that fun? You take that thing off there. And the best part, what I like, is you can keep adding or subtracting, or if you didn't like it, you just take it off and put it on a bracelet. I might have made it a little long. Maybe if it were like this, might be better. Azalea, will you redrop that link? Thank you, my daughter. There were so many. Listen, I didn't even see all these. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many things that happen, and I didn't even see it. You guys are like, oh, and I'm behind again. Oh, I do have a terrarium. The terrarium that's been going for like 1,000 years. It's full of plants. Greg accidentally butt dialed the cops, and so they came to the house, and they were standing. It was like the most awkward. It was like an SNL thing. Greg was like standing there in his underwear because it was like in the middle of the night, and he accidentally butt dialed them somehow. I don't know how, but Asheville Police Department was in the living room looking at my terrarium, and they're like, "What do you have in there?" And so I have a little, like, there's like that thing from Stranger Things. I bought what's his name from that thing that's like that opens its face up. I don't remember that creature. I don't remember the name.
D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan. So D'Artagnan, I have a baby D'Artagnan, and it looks kind of realistic. And they're like, "What is in there?" It's made out of rubber. And I was like, "Just house plants and critters." So it's full. It's like gone wild. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I haven't touched it in a really long time. All right. So what do? I made this. It took me an hour. That's true. It won't take you an hour because this is like child's play. The one thing is we have this kit, Demigorgon. There it is, Demigorgon. I knew it was a D&D. Who's D&D
The baby creature was named D'Artagnan.
Yeah.
Dustin.
He named it that. That's true. I got to rewatch it. Azella was not a fan, but I was. I was like, this is making me think of my youth.
1 and season 2,
It
but
was so cute.
it took so long to come out.
Yeah.
That I ended up just moving on because how long are you going to stay with the same first 2 seasons?
I don't know.
12 episodes. Right?
Yeah, it's a long time. All right, your phone is dying, so I am limited on time. Let me drop that. Did you already drop it?
Yeah,
We did it already. So what we had from this little batch this is a mini kit that we have 20 of. And what's in it is this spring class, this little frog, the new pendant. Now, obviously, you don't have to do this with it, but it's a good deal because I shaved off $6. And I had a strand of this gem grade lepidolite, and I put one of those in there. So you get those 4 things for $20. And this was never available. So I only made there. This is from the original 20 pack that I made with that were supposed to be like I was going to make pens, and I decided against it, and I instead made this. Oh, listen, it was. They just stood around in the house looking around. If you can imagine, you guys have seen inside my house. There was like a lot. Their faces were like, "Wow, you guys, there's some weird. You guys took some interesting things in here because there's like felted taxidermy on the wall, massive paintings. I mean, it's different. I'm gonna put this necklace on, and we can observe my work. Yeah, I gotta put this one on the. You know what? Mostly, I have like these weird soundtracks going all day long, and then almost in every room. And then I'm like, wasting energy. Okay, I turn this around. Yeah, because they were like, I think they were kind of bored, so they just kind of hung out for a minute, looking around.
Yeah, I was sitting at the top of the stairs looking at him, and this one cop, he finally noticed me. He awkwardly waved, and I just sat there and I stared at him. Like,
Yeah,
there
it
are
was.
cops in my house right now because I'm usually up
Well,
late
because
in the studio.
the whole house is usually buzzing. There's always something happening. It's never quiet. 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll still be there counting beads or doing some messing with something up to some kind of wacky. Like the other night, I was like, I bet I can dip these babies crap in UV resin, and I was plotting and planning how I was going to do it. And was I doing my work? No, I was plotting if I can dip this resin and make it into earrings. That's what I was doing, and I think I can. I'm gonna give Marty the rest of his snack because he was a good cat. When he's tired, it's hot up here. Oh, when this is one of your favorite. This is by the brand Rough and Tumble. Oh, here's what I made. Marty's like, "Will you get on with it?" How cute. So you could take that off. You could put it on. It's a little bit long. Now that I see it, I think it's a little too long. I could always just easily take out a link. Yep. Don't knock it down, my honey. Oh, sit right up. Yeah, he moves quick. Yeah, I like this piece. It's one of my. I put it on. I put a couple of finished jewelry pieces, but it's been a pin. It was a pin first. Did we hit the end of that playlist? Was it actually 1 hour only?
No,
Oh no,
it just goes through different songs.
pretty good. They sound a little bit different.
They're all different.
All right, all right. Oh look, I'm wearing mismatched earrings too. They're asymmetrical. And check it. So they're ones I made. I was like, you know what, close enough. I didn't get a chance. It's been on. I have it all spread out downstairs. I'm getting ready to do this, but I just put them on because I thought they looked good. Did you dye your hair? No, uh, Wendy. I had used the leftover Manic Panic bleach from when the girls did their hair, and I was like, I'll do mine. It wasn't enough, and I have. This was probably 4. How much growth is that? 5 months? It was 5 months ago I let it go. I am not good about things like that. Keeping up with my nails, hair, one of my gifts. That strand. Yeah, I was just in the back. I did because you know what? I used to do a rainbow undercut. So a rainbow all on the under part of my hair. It looked good. I called it the oil slick. Isn't that right, my son? Isn't that right? All right, my friends. I hope you found something useful with me making one of these charm things. And if you're interested, we have 20 sets of this eye in the flower set, and it has a $6 discount from the retail price.
You can paste that link in there one more time. Just
All right, hit that.
hit the comment section. Hit right click on the mouse, click paste, and then click send. There you go.
All right, my friends. Okay. I hope everyone had a good week so far. In your midweek, you can watch Marty do his paws, that baby. And we will see you on Sunday. We will be doing, I think on that Monday, I'm going to be doing a lot. No, it's not live. We'll be recording with Sam's Bead Shop. So we'll be working with Sam's Beads sometime next week. So keep an eye out for that. I'll share that information when I get more of it. So it'll be launching soon. All right, my friends, I think next week I've got my eye on doing some resin. So if you have resin questions, hit me up with them so I can prep it. All right, I will see y'all Sunday. Bye.
Buddy.
Love you.